Welcome back, Ts204 here, back again with some knife therapy. Before I get started, if you're not already and you love knife content, definitely think about hitting that subscribe button. And if you enjoy this video, please give it a big thumbs up. And if you hate it, definitely give it a thumbs down. Either way, I know I'm either doing a great job or a terrible job. So let's get started. Today, I'm going to give you my top 10 slicers in my collection. You know, if I missed one, sorry, but I went through, you know, the knives that I cut with, that I tend to grab whenever I have a lot of cutting chores because I enjoy the way they cut. All these knives pretty much have excellent edge geometry or thin blade stock, and there's just a feeling of satisfaction whenever you cutting through, say, cardboard, rope, plastic, and it just feels like it's just gliding through like butter, even whenever it's not stupid sharp. A lot of these knives, even whenever they're, you know, definitely time to give them a good sharpening, they still cut. That's what I love about nice thin edge geometry and, you know, thin blade stock. Those two are excellent recipes for good cutters. And I know there's other great slicers out there, so I'm not saying this is the end all be all, but if you're looking for a good slicer, these are all good options in my opinion. So let's get started. The first is the Droplinks. This is Eric Oak's design. I think it's pretty attractive, nice and comfortable. Got that forward choil that, you know, fits your thinner fingers. Got a nice crown spine on there. Excellent action. G10 scales. It's a titanium liner lock. I think these were built by Riot. A nice milled titanium pocket clip. Pretty strong retention though. Like I said, comfortable in the hand. I have a medium-sized hand, so if you're going to be holding back here, if you have a large mitt, this knife is probably not going to be the one for you. It fills your hand there nicely because it's a little thicker. But excellent action. Whoop, got to pass that detent ball. You can use that thumb stud easily too. You can slow roll it as well. But this thing's got a nice deep hollow grind. You can feel it. It just feels paper thin down here. I don't know if I can show that or not, but you can see, look at that. This thing is 11 thousandths behind the edge, glides through pretty much anything you throw at it. And the blade steel in this one's, I think, RWL 34. Comes in at $190. Excellent EDC blade right here on bearings. I'm pretty sure I have a video up on my channel with this through the Pass Around group before I actually bought it. So if you want to see some more, check it out. Alrighty, the next one is the Medford Knives Slim Praetorian. You know, Medford knives used to be all about, you know, brute, hard use knives, and he started, you know, following the trends and made some more EDC friendly cutting tools, and this is one of them. Got 1/8 inch stock, so it's thinner than most of his knives. And you have a nice deep hollow grind on here, nice and thin. The hollow right here is 12 thousandths behind the edge. Comes with that mirror polished edge. I have stropped it, but glides through stuff. This isn't my go-to choice, especially whenever I'm bearing down, because the grooves right here kind of eat into my hands, and the pocket clip as well, because it is a thin handled knife. So this one doesn't get used as much just because it's not as comfortable, but it does cut really nice. And it's hard to disengage that lock bar because Medfords have a lot of lock bar tension. But definitely well-made knives. This one I think is around 500 in S35 VN. Alright, the next one is kind of hard to get. No, it's really hard to get. They do small batches, and that is the Strider PT. I picked this one up at, let's see, This one I got from Las Vegas Custom Knife Show, and the other one I got was from Blade Show 2019. I love the PT. It's that it's a smaller knife. It's the smallest of the series like this. They have the Strider PT, the Strider SNG is the next size up, and the Strider SMF, which is the large Mac Daddy. One thing I love about this, it's a nice overbuilt small knife. You have external stop pins from giving you side-to-side protection. You got this generous forward finger choil to make it easy to grip up on that. The way this funky looking handle is, it fits perfect. That flare right there locks you in. And the older models weren't the best slicers, at least mine weren't. I have an older model PT and an SNG, and they're both thick behind the edge. And these newer generation PTs is a different grind on her. Love that stone wash, but it's a high flat grind, and it comes down nice and thin. Let's see if I can show that. This bad boy is 14 thousandths behind the edge. I think the old ones were like 25. S30V steel, titanium frame lock, over robust everything, sand off, stop pin, pivot. Here's your lock up, stupid smooth. This is the one I use the most. Stone washed scales, and when they're available, they are $350. I think it's a fair price. It's right up there with the Chris Reeve small Sabenza and the 3-inch Hendrix M18. So there you go, Strider PT, excellent slicer. Alrighty, the next one is my completely rust-proof knife, the Quiet Carry Waypoint. Love this knife. It's thin in every dimension, thin scales, thin blade stock, not very wide, excellent action, beautiful stone wash on the scales and the blade, nice thumb stud placement, easy lock bar access. Vanex super clean steel, excellent rust proof steel. This entire knife is rust proof. It gets carried a good bit because of that, because I live in the South. These are still available, I think. The Waypoint is $295. Now, it's not as thin as the previous knives behind the edge. It's 17 thousandths behind the edge, which is still better than, say, a Spyderco Paramilitary 2 that is 20 thousandths behind the edge. But this one has very thin blade stock, so it still slices very nicely. It's not trying to separate the material. Just good. Love the Waypoint. I gotta put the screw back right there, but excellent knife right here. Love it. All right, then next is a discontinued model. Definitely was sad to see this one go. Is the Spyderco Sage II with the titanium scales. I put my anno on here. It's not going to show up because of the lighting. But S30V steel, full flat grind, and I never really even measured behind the edge on these, just because I've been having this for a long time, and I just enjoy it a lot. I even had to replace the detent ball in this one because I did something stupid, but now it has a ceramic detent ball, and this thing is just wicked smooth. It's already smooth from factory, but man, it's like no resistance whatsoever. Love the wire pocket clip. Love the ergos. And this one measures 14 thousandths behind the edge. Very, very nice. Anything under 20 thousandths, I enjoy. I love whenever it's like 10 thousandths in that area. If you don't own a knife that's that thin, try getting one. I have one coming up pretty soon that's nice and thin, that's very readily available. So if you want to see what I'm talking about on you know, how easily, you know, you can glide through material with a thin blade stock and thin geometry. Just check it out. But the Sage II discontinued. I think they were around $250 or so. I don't remember. But I am glad to see they are taking the Sage series and they're making, I think it's another Sage 1 with Maximet and G10 scales. And I hope they use the same thin geometry they have been using, because that'll be very nice if Maximet can handle that. I don't know too much about Maximet. But yeah, that's discontinued. One that you can buy right now and is also an excellent slicer is the Spyderco Wayback Martini Schlicht design, swish, schlicht, whatever. I love it. Still planning on modifying this one, maybe chopping it right about there. Not sure. CTS XHP steel, 14 thousandths behind the edge, deep hollow grind. Still got some pretty stout stock, but as you can see, it tapers down into paper thin right there. So you're definitely not going to want to pry with this one, but it's a nice felt cutter. As you can see, look at that. You can barely see that edge right there. Stupid smooth. This is riding on phosphor bronze washers. Action's excellent on this. This one has really, I've really grown to love this knife, especially when I'm in this grip right here. When I'm back like this, it does feel kind of funny with that little butt right there, how it swoops up. But like I said, I might modify this one and kind of flatten it out and cut that off right there and chop the blade a little bit. What do y'all think? Excellent action. Whoop. Love the nice buttery feel from those phosphor bronze washers and just the good tolerances. This is the Taichung Taiwan Spyderco. And the Wayback comes in at $273. Love that finish. Ooh, sexy. Alrighty. The next one. Everybody knows you got to have one from SAVI, because they're a budget company and they know how to grind a thin grind. And for me, it is the SAVI Elementum and S35V in steel. This was, I think, a Blade HQ exclusive. Black stonewash blade. Mine is in dire need of a sharpening. I added the thumb studs on here. Probably can change them to black, but it completed this knife for me. I use this a good bit. Probably, let's see if you can see. Look, you can see the edge damage here. Edge damage right there, where the light is reflecting right here, right there. And I don't baby this one at all. It's definitely dull up here in the front. But love the micarta. I love micarta. This isn't my favorite type of micarta. This is, I think, their version of canvas micarta. It just doesn't look as nice as American micarta. But the Elementum is obviously a bestseller for SAVI for good reason. This one is, God, it's got a nice thin grind on it. The Elementum is 13 thousandths behind the edge, nice and wafer thin, and you got pretty thin blade stock as well. Nice liner lock, good action whether you want to use that flipper that it comes with, or if you decide to put a thumb stud on it, you can Spidey flick it. Nice and comfortable, deep carry clip. Don't love the clip, but it does a good job. I heard they're going to be doing another run of these on Blade HQ. So if you missed out the first time and you want one, definitely keep an eye out for that. And when they were available, where is it at? The SAVI Elementum S35V and $81. That's a great deal. It reminds me of the drop, of course I can't remember now, the Ferrum Forge drop knife. Okay, well, I'm not going to sit here all day and think about it, so somebody say something in the comments below. Being that this one's discontinued, you can either get this one or the D2. I don't know if it's ground the same way as this one, but You can either get this D2 variant, you can even get the same, I think, color SKU, the micarta and D2 right now. But one that is available is the SAVI Dogma. So this is just, you know, a stand-in, being that the other one's not available right now. I absolutely love this knife. I think I'm gonna get one of the copper scaled ones. Just looks very nice, copper and black. Nice and thin grind on here. I think that's a hollow, yeah, nice thin hollow grind on here. So it stays thin almost all the way up to here. So you're gonna be able to sharpen this thing big time without having to worry about it thickening up. Nice comfortable ergos. You can choke up on this if you want. The Dogma is 14 thousandths behind the edge, so pretty much the same as the Elementum. This one's in D2 steel. They do a good job on their D2. I haven't ever had an issue with it. And this one comes in at $48. It's a very classy with that faux jig pattern on here and faux bolster right there. Just nice. There you go. That's my two SAVIs. I'm trying to keep you know, just one from each company. So if you're wondering why I don't have tons of a certain knife, that's why, unless it's a stand-in for it. Alrighty, the next one is the Alliance Design Jasmine. Ray Laconico design. I added the thumb studs on there, but without thumb studs, it has excellent action. Very, very, very nice and thin hollow grind. I'm sure you're getting tired of hearing me say that. Nice top swedge on there. It just looks mean. Look at that. Sexy grind lines on there. You know, fairly comfortable. Just straightforward handle. You got a little bit of curve down here. You do have some contouring on those titanium scales. This is in CPMS 35 VN. I don't think there's any markings on it anywhere at Ray Laconico. This is one of my only real complaints is the pocket clip. It sucks. It's so hard to get in and out of the pocket, and then it like kind of goes down. See how it goes down like that? So it's hard to get it in and out of the pocket, and it gets caught up sometimes in that, But other than that, excellent action on this thing. Rockets out. I can even use that thumb stud. And this bad boy is 12 thousandths behind the edge. Very, very deep hollow. You can see how it dips in right there. I mean, you're not going to be able to see that, but look at that. Woo! Nice and thin, just the way I like it. And Alliance Design Jasmine, 12 thousandths behind the edge. S35VN steel, $380. Yeah, that's expensive. There's no ifs, ands, buts about it. That's expensive, but I still own it. The next one is the Ferrum Forge Knife Works Stinger. Now this one is a good bang for the buck. The Stinger, 14 thousandths behind the edge, Nitro V steel, coming in at $90. Made by or SAVI, whatever, one of those. Nitro V steel, cool steel. Love that finish. Nice pocket clip. I really like that pocket clip deep carry. Nice thin, lightweight. Good action. You can use that flipper, or you can use those cutouts right there to... Well, I was able to do it before this video. There you go. So there you go. The Stinger, excellent value, excellent cutter. I just had to resharpen my Nitro V, so I will give you an update once I've used this enough. I used it, the factory edge. It held up pretty well, but I want to see how it's going to hold up now that I did another sharpening to it, and I caught a burr on every grid just to simulate a few sharpenings. There you go, the Stinger. All right, the next one's the Tucson and Tepe Design Collaboration Ts204 Bronc. This is a beautiful knife. I still got to do a video on this, so I'm not going to talk much about it, but it is 11,000 behind the edge. Comfortable in the hand, excellent action, titanium liner lock. Enough said. I got this one for $88 on the eBay auction, so sometimes you can find them on Amazon. And there you go. Alrighty. The next one is a custom modification. to a well-known knife, and that is, it's Opinel number 9 that was turned into a liner lock by my buddy Wells Blade Works. Absolutely love this knife. This one's got the thinnest blade geometry of all the knives I've talked about. This thing measures around 5 thousandths behind the edge because it's a zero grind. It comes all the way down, as you can see. All you have is a little bitty micro, what is it called? A micro edge or whatever. This is a carbon steel one with a micarta titanium liner lock. Stupid lightweight, but you get the regular Opinel. That's what I was saying. Easy to get, Opinels if you want to see how it feels to cut with something with excellent edge geometry. Buy yourself a cheap Opinel and cut you up some stuff. Now, you definitely don't want to be trying to cut into hardwoods or something. You just gotta know that the thinner the edge is, the stability is not as strong left and right. So you don't want to do a lot of torquing with a blade like this. Nice thin stock. This thing's an excellent slicer. And I got some honorable mentions. These next ones I just totally forgot about, so that's why I didn't add them in here, because one of them was in the pocket and the other one was not where it usually is. First one is the TRM Atom. Excellent knife. A little hard to get, but definitely worth it. 20 CV steel, decently thin. It's like 18 thousandths behind the edge. Nice thin stock. The owners are super nice. Easy to change the scales. These are like a camo micarta, contoured. Very smooth, very thin, very lightweight. Excellent knife. I think these are around $200. This is a nice full-size EDC knife. Next one was one in my pocket, and that is the Oz Machine Company Roosevelt. Absolutely love this knife. It's a custom, and his books are closed, so that's another reason why I didn't want to put this one in here. This one's 13 thousandths behind the edge, decently thin stock, excellent cutter, excellent action, just an awesome knife. Absolutely love my Roosevelt. And the next one is the Artisan Cutlery Centuri Small with micarta. I added the thumb studs. It's a front flipper. I don't know how thin this one is behind the edge, but it is decently thin, and it cuts like a dream. So I had to add this one because I was using this one the other day. S35 VN steel. I think these are like, I'm not going to give a price because I'm not 100% certain, but nice and smooth. I love Ray Laconico designs, and this one's no exception. All the knives that I've shown y'all, the best slicer out of all of them is hands down the Opinel. Now this is a custom version, but like I said, you can get the Opinel number 9 for like 16 bucks. This is the carbon. They also make it in a stainless. If you're looking for, if you want to get one of these custom modded ones, check out my buddy Wells Blades on Instagram and tell him I sent you. Excellent dude to work with. He gives you updates along the way if you're looking for just a good cutting tool. Totally handmade, scales and fitment and lock up and all that stuff. So there you go. There's my top 10 slicers plus some extras. If you have any questions, comments, concerns about any of the knives that I showed on this video, please let me know down below. I will try to maybe leave links to some of these if I have the time. It's a lot. Sorry for the long video. If you made it this far, say I love slicey slicers down in the comments so I know you made it this far. All right, guys and girls, hope everybody's having an absolute wonderful day, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.